part, I'm going on the analysis. I'm going to just give you a brief of what is really happening in the world. What are the factors that are influencing policy formulation and policy implementation? Policy formulation is a process, and during that process of policy formulation, it needs a robust understanding of different factors, and such as the political environment, the historical environment of the state, its international relations, its foreign policy, and also how its relations with other state and non-state actors within the global space. So in all these settings, what the most motivating factor that is affecting policy implementation and policy formulation, particularly in the global south, is poverty and inequality. There has been a persistent accumulation of poverty in the global south, which I believe that one of the reasons of this continuum of poverty and inequality in the global south, of course, is because of the current government that are in power, that are not able to formulate consistent policy. But also, I believe that it is also history. It is I believe also it is because of the legacy of the colonial legacy, which is making countries in the global south to be where they are. So I believe that the legacy, colonial legacy, it has affected most of the countries. The colonial systems that were in place, most of the countries in the global south, they inherited those systems without knowing how those systems operate. So what is happening now is the continuation of the colonial system, but now being led by the black in the global south, particularly in Africa. So poverty and inequality is one of those factors that are affecting and influencing public policy formulation. How is it doing that? We have seen that most of the countries, they are trying to put in place policies that are beneficial to their citizens, that are beneficial to old people, former liberators, the youth, and what. But by so doing, are they addressing the same thing? So the question that I am going to raise is, how as a business owner, how as an entrepreneur are you going to survive in such an environment where poverty and inequality is what is influencing public policy? Another factor that also you need to understand before you set a business, before you get into such a space, is the effects of population growth. How is the population growing? In the global south, particularly in Africa, the population in Africa is approximately 1.4 billion, and among 1.4 billion, it's a youthful population in Africa. So population growth is going to, either way, indirect or directly, is going to affect the modus operandi of your business. So it is very important, before you make a business strategy, before you invest into an environment, to also have a scan of the population growth of that area. Also, one of the factors that I consider as the 21st century most eminent factor, which is also not only going to affect policy formulation and policy implementation in the 21st century, but also in more than 200 years to come, is climate change. Climate, with the changing in climate environment, the changing of weather patterns and other things, governments are trying so hard. The international space is trying so hard to put in place policies that ensure sustainable development, which ensure that we have a sustainable future. So each and every policy in a global level and at a national level is going to be affected by the effects of climate change. So as a business owner, how are you going to navigate and and be successful in such an environment where climate change is going to be one of the factors which are going to affect public policy. Not only public policy, but it also might affect your company policy. How are you going to be innovative enough to change your product? How are you going to be innovative enough to change your marketing strategy? How are you going to be innovative enough to create influence among different partners in the global space? So climate change is there to stay. That's why these days we're now having electric cars as a way to reduce the gaseous emission in the global space. But how are all these things going to affect the running of your business in the long run? How are these policies going to affect you as an entrepreneur? That's where now you need to sit down and have a scan of the environment that you are investing in, and you navigate on how best are you going to survive in such an environment. Get me next time, as I'm going to be sharing with you what I think there are factors, or what is the way forward that as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, or as someone who is thinking actually to start a business, what you can do so that you can survive in such an environment. So get me in the next episode as I'm going to share with you these factors. Feel free to subscribe to this channel and also to share and comment in the comment section. I thank you. I hope next time I will do better than what I did today.